foundation review for you today, and it's been a while since I did any foundation reviews. This is the Max Factor Skin Luminizer Foundation, and I've had this for a wee while now, and when I first got it I did like it, but the more I've been using it, the longer I have it, the more it's grown on me, and I really like it. And I've been using it a lot on other people. Like I did both my sister's makeups there at the weekend, and one sister is slightly more normal to oily and the other sister is on the dry side, and it sat on both of their skins beautifully. Both of them wore it all night and they said their makeup was lovely for the whole night. So it's one of these foundations that you can use on every skin type as long as you prep the skin properly. So we'll get some of the basics out of the way. So it is available for about 16-17 euro in shops here in Ireland, and it comes in 6 shades. Now the shades range from 40 light ivory up to number 80 bronze. So I'm not sure if there would be any contrast showing up there on camera. So basically the light ivory is around an NC15, and the bronze, which is number 80, is more like an NW30 by MAC. It's just the easiest way for me to kind of give you an idea of the shades. The shades run from number 40 light ivory, number 45 warm almond, number 50 natural, number 55 beige. Then there's a bit of a jump to number 75 golden, and it finishes with number 80 bronze. You can see here I have them all swatched along my arm, along with a few MAC colours, just to give you an idea for how they compare to those. So the number 40 ivory is closest to NC15, even though it would probably be closer to a W15 really. It's not as yellow based. Next we have the warm almond, number 45, which is close. It's close enough to the NC20 without being as yellow, so again it's more neutral. Next we have natural, which is very like NW20. It's a very good match for NW20. Next we go up to beige, which is number 55, and I swatched that beside NC30, which is close enough in colouring, but it's again nowhere near as cool or as yellow based as the NC30. Next we have golden, number 75, which isn't hugely golden, like it's not very yellow or anything like that. That is more like the NW25 by MAC, so it is a lovely like bronzy shade, but it's not very deep. And finally we have number 80, which is bronze, which is close, very close to the NW30. So that's as dark as it goes, which again is always the downfall for drugstore makeups, but it is a lovely foundation. So the way I describe it is that it's a luminous matte foundation. This luminous claim is its big thing, saying that it's a lit from within look. So basically, if you can see on the bottle, it has those white swirls going through it, and the white swirls are the pearlized pigments that mix in with the foundation as you pump it out, and that gives this lovely radiance or luminosity to the skin. But the actual foundation itself isn't a very dewy or slick foundation, so that's why I'm kind of calling it a luminous matte. The luminosity does definitely come from those pearlized pigments, which is what I like about it, which is what makes it very adaptable to different skin types. So if you're very dry, it can cling to very dry patches, and if you're very oily, you will need to use some kind of oil control underneath, because of course the pearlized pigments can enhance the look of shine without actually making you more oily, if you know what I mean. So I'm wearing this today, and how I prepped, and of course I'm wearing the lightest colour, not the darkest colour, but how I prepped my skin was to use a SPF 30 moisturiser, because there is no SPF in this. So I used my simple, just my simple moisture cream with an SPF of 30, and just let that sink into the skin. Now you can use a primer with this, and I would if I was wearing for a long, like a very long day, but even without the primer, I get a good 8 hours or so out of this, so it is quite a nice long lasting foundation. And I've been setting it with my Catrice Prime and Fine mattifying powder, which does help keep shine at bay, and it's only my nose area really that I have to worry about kind of looking really slick and oily as the day goes on. Really nice packaging. It's very lightweight. It is plastic, and it has a pump, so you know you can't really knock anything about how it looks. In regards to ingredients, actually it does contain, it's water based, and it does contain various silicones, so that's one thing to be aware of. It has glycerin as the third ingredient, which means that it's a humectant, so it'll help keep you hydrated. It also contains vitamin E and B3, which again is to do with the moisture balance of your skin. And this contains niacinamide, as a lot of Max Factor products do lately, especially I think they're under the same umbrella as Olay, which also contains a lot of niacinamide in all its products, which is a brilliant ingredient for anti-aging, but also for pores. So anyone who has issues with their pores, anything with niacinamide in it is really, really good. And I know I've said that loads of times before, but it's a really good ingredient to look out for if you do have noticeable pores. So I would definitely give this a huge thumbs up. In regards to how it applies, there's no magic formula for application. You just pop it on. There's nothing hard or difficult about it. It really goes on very, very easily and like a dream. I've been using this guy here by Coastal Scents, which is from their 16-piece pearl brush set, I think, and it's just their flat buffer. This just puts it on lovely. Like I said, you don't really need to think too hard about what kind of brush you use. It is liquid, but it's not too runny, so you could definitely use your fingers if you want to apply it that way as well. One pump of this foundation is more than enough to cover the whole face, and I just apply a little bit to the tip of my brush and then just start applying it anywhere. Because there is no quick drying time or anything with this foundation, you don't have to be careful about applying it to one area at a time and buffing it out. You can literally plop it everywhere and then just blend it out as you go along. There's no oxidization with this either, so the colour it went on or it applied in is the colour it pretty much stayed for the whole day. And this builds up to a nice luminous matte finish, and a medium coverage is what you get from this. And it's probably been the foundation that I've been wearing or reaching for most this month so far, because it just looks lovely. And every time I've been wearing it, I've been getting compliments on my skin, or rather my foundation, so that's always a nice thing as well. So definitely really like this foundation. I'd say I'd give it a good strong like 9 out of 10. And the only reason I'm docking it the 1 is being a bit picky, because it really does cling to very dry patches, and if you're very, very oily, you will need to prep your skin very, very carefully. But besides that, it'll suit like 90% of people out there. Oh, and I probably should knock it another half actually, because of the lack in darker shades. So let's give it a good 8.5 out of 10. So that's it. I hope this was helpful, and if you have any more questions about it, I'm sure I probably missed stuff, just leave it below and I'll try and answer them as soon as possible. So thanks a million for watching, guys, and I'll chat to you all really soon. Slán.